Hey everybody, this is Stratagem, and today we're gonna watch My Little Pony Generation 5 Make Your Mark Chapter 1, Episode 2, Growing Pains. So, this is Episode 2 of the first chapter, and yeah, with a title like that, it is either going to be something about Earth ponies and their magic, because growing plants and all that, or it might be something about Sparky, because he's a dragon and a baby, and yeah, he probably has some growing to do. These are my speculations for the episode, because more I can't say with this episode title here. As mentioned in the last reaction, I'm recording this immediately after episode 1, so I didn't really have much time to marinate on the first episode, so we'll just go into it as is. As usual, let me remind you to leave a like on the video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, and you can also follow me on Twitter, DeviantArt, and Patreon. Speaking of Patreon, thanks to my patrons who support the channel directly, you can find links to all those sites down in the description below. And with that out of the way, let's not waste any more time. Here we go. Badum. Yeah. Hey Netflix. I kind of like that they have these unique openings for some of the shows. Everything goes wrong. See? That's about the plants. See, so you don't need to go into the office then. See? Now Sparky would have been helpful here. Upsetty spaghetti, I tell you. No. And that is how Maritime Bay ended. Oh hey! Sprout. I haven't seen him in 5 ever. Well. Well, those plants look like, it looks like these weird fruits in Rayman. I have no idea what they're supposed to be. Yep. Yeah, it's going good. So yeah, this is actually the full intro with song and animation. I wonder if they will actually change up the intro in this show. Is that fucking castle actually at the sea? She did actually move the castle. In which case, why? Yeah, definitely. It is definitely useful. Yes, he has. In the other show. Yep, time is convoluted. Telltale is definitely further in the timeline than Make Your Mark. Never! You said a lot. Yeah. Yeah. Same difference. Yeah, you really need some sort of magic school or something. Too bad nobody knows anything. See, she can just use... You don't look like you do that. Yeah, gee, I wonder how that happened. He said while literally standing in jail. Yeah, can't have anything lying around when you have pets or little kids or both. It's probably a very long list. He literally shoots fire. That's even worse. Ooh, episode title. Roll the credits. And we'll talk about the whole thing that he can't decide that later, but yes, you're the sheriff, you for the outro. Don't give him coffee. Too late. Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna become a problem. Yeah, shouldn't have given him sugar. Yeah. You have the absolute worst pony for duping food. How very practical. Ah, now it's getting weird. So. Yeah. Yeah, that's probably gonna be a terrible idea. Ah, damn it, Hitch. How very inconvenient. Don't leave the dragon alone. I'll probably do a better job than you. Yeah, Hitch, don't fuck around with the crystals. That's probably a terrible idea. But it's interesting that it's just the Earth ponies that have... oh, that is the other thing. Outro. Actually, no, we'll do that in the outro. I knew that that would happen. That was the... himself. You know, if you're the only one who has magic, then it doesn't really matter if how powerful it is. You're still not in sync. What you do now? Well, that means behind you. You should know that, as the law enforcement person. My fans, all three of them. Are you gonna? Yeah. Disgusting. Yeah, and now we can use our magic to fix the problems our magic caused. Fantastic. Familiar? What she means? I mean, really, it's easy. What do you expect? Why do I have the feeling that the bird actually did most of the work? He literally breathes fire. Now let it be a dragon sneeze tree. That would be entertaining, but... Pip said the tree looked familiar. In what way? Okay, let's just check one thing. Gonna have to rewatch like 2 things here real quick. And that is at first the intro. Yeah, that is not Canterlot Castle. Ignoring the fact that it looks completely different, that's also at a vastly different place. Like, we didn't have a river anywhere near, and the mountain was significantly more steep and higher, which made Canterlot a terrible place for a capital city. And also it's literally in the heart of the world, so of the continent, so pretty hard to miss that. So I think that was probably a misinformation I had there. This is probably a different castle. And the other thing, let's look at the plans. No, wait, there's yet another thing. Let's look at Twilight. Let's just go directly to the elephant in the room. That is the main thing about this episode. Let's forget about absolutely everything else. Twilight. I'm gonna rewatch the scene again real quick. And yeah, there are several problems with Twilight here. The first thing I was checking the outro was to see whether or not they brought back Tara Strong here, but I couldn't see her name in the credits, and honestly I can't tell if it is her. Twilight does sound a bit different, but then again, this might also be with the filters and everything, so could be either way, I can't tell. But then again, I'm usually not that great at recognizing voices. But let's talk about Twilight here. First of all, what the fuck is that design? Why does she look like that? Does anyone care to explain, please? Because last time I saw Twilight, she kinda looked like a Celestia recolor. This is not a Celestia recolor, that's just her regular ass season 4 to 9 look. Why? Come on, guys, why? And yeah, so Twilight created the crystal. Well, that solves the question of origin of the crystals. I mean, I guess that means that I wasn't too far off. That Twilight actually did create the crystals for something safekeeping. But of course here it is an ancient evil who has not gone back to bed, but has rather awoken. And it's Opaline who's somehow a single alicorn, somehow powerful enough to defeat Twilight and whoever were the element bearers at that time. Yeah, sure, of course. Big enough a threat to just seal away magic. Sure, if you say so. First of all, there was once a pony who tried to steal all the magic for itself. Yeah, and before that there was Derek who kinda did that and also almost succeeded, and we didn't do anything drastic back then. Grogar did a very similar thing apparently. At least his bell is capable of stealing magic, so he probably pulled something very similar. and he was defeated long before Twilight was even born. And what else? Oh yeah, there was a one-time with Cozy Glow, and okay, she didn't steal the magic, she just put it away in her very ill-conceived plan. But magic being stolen or utilized by someone or something, that's not a new thing. You should really think that it should be possible to defeat one singular pony that's pulling bullshit. Now I wanted to give them the benefit of the doubt here actually with Twilight, and that is saying that this is actually not Twilight, but the other character who just happens to look exactly like Twilight. You know, Harmony. That would explain why she's still that old design of Twilight. But no, I used all my powers to seal the magic away and protect you from blah blah blah. Yeah, that smells like this is actually Twilight. Boy, I'm sorry, this is just a thing where the more I think about it, the less I like the idea that G5 is supposed to take place in the same universe as G4. The longer it goes on, the worse it gets. If they could have at least have used Twilight's new design here, and have Twilight give a bit of a better explanation than some asshole tried to steal the magic and so I put magic away. Why? Which also still doesn't explain the whole other thing. And of course we're still chronologically confused, because, well, how long ago was this? Why are you away and Opal is still around? Is she immortal? How immortal is she? What is her stupid plan? Like, why didn't she try to bring back magic? Why anything? This all seems very half-baked. It doesn't seem like Opal was the one who is responsible for the whole ponies being divided, because apparently she wants magic to be back so she can steal it again. Which I really wonder why, if she apparently still had magic beforehand and she was the only being who had magic, so could have had a pretty easy time to just conquer everything, but what do I know? I'm not the evil genius here. And this also means like things are really close together in a timeline, like, so Opal is not responsible for magic disappearing and the ponies being divided. That was Twilight's doing? Like, Twilight, my dude, that was obviously a shit idea. Also, how does the entire thing with not just magic being gone, but the entire thing with ponies then getting divided and all that, why? Not Opal's doing? Twilight's doing? Again, why? Why would she do that? It seems like such an... Even Twilight at her worst would not come up with something that stupid. Why are you doing this? Look, I'm not saying that they can't save this. Maybe they can, but I'll be honest with you, I do not have the most faith in their ability to properly salvage this. I think you can salvage that, but that would probably not make for a very good children's show, which this still is after all. But remember, this is still a kids' show. And we saw in the episode was very much a lot of shenanigans, mostly. I'm just trying to wrap my head around the convoluted ass pulls you would have to do to make the storyline make sense, and I'm not seeing that happen in a kids show. That would probably be stuff that would bore a lot of adults to tears, so... Oh dear, I am not filled with confidence right now. Gonna rewatch the Twilight scene real quick here. Okay, I just rewatched the scene, and yeah, one thing that Twilight said, I didn't comprehend it when I first heard it, but rehearing it and thinking about last episode, yeah, this now makes sense. You are once again exposed to the world. What do you mean? What she means is what Misty and Opal said in the last episode, the cloaking spell around Equestria. So there was apparently a cloaking spell around Equestria. Great. Maybe that explains why Equestria is only 3 cities. So Twilight hit Equestria. That would actually imply that Opal is outside of Equestria. That would then explain why she didn't try to fix anything. But then again, if it's just a cloaking spell, I'm not entirely sure. Yeah. What in the fuck was your plan, Twilight? Do you have brain damage? Because this does not seem like a very well thought out plan. So because of one alicorn being a bag of dicks, you just take away all the magic and hide Equestria. You're not trying to send her to the moon, imprison her in stone, send her to Tartarus, Limbo, or a fate worse than death, the Equestria Girls world. I mean, we have seen there are options. And what we've seen from Opal so far is she hasn't used any magic so far, except for her scrying abilities. She doesn't strike me as much of a threat, especially when compared to some of the other threats we faced before, and especially when considering the sheer amount of power and allies that Equestria had at the end. Remember, at the end of Season 9, it's not just Equestria standing there. We also have at least one Changeling Hive helping them. We have Sequestria, that is Mount Eris, so the Hippogriffs. We have the Yak Kingdom, we have the Griffins, we have the Dragons even. They still have Discord on their side. Possibly, probably, he apparently made a comeback in the comics, I haven't read them yet, so Discord apparently still around as well. I think there are a lot of things that you can use to kick Opalin's ass 3 ways to Sunday. So, what are you doing? And yeah, hiding Equestria, that means it's also apparently hidden from its allies. That would explain why we haven't seen any known ponies with the exception of Sparky so far. That is, any sentient known ponies. And why? This just seems like a very bad idea, and this implies more of a further outside threat, which might as well be, but then don't just mention Opal. Also, maybe don't just mention Opal's name a single time if you are recording on an old ass buggy VHS and then copying it on a broken hard drive. I mean, come on, Twilight. Mention her name several times. Show a picture of her. I mean, she could just say, oh, my name is Petunia or whatever. Bam, problem solved. Oh, then this evil-looking Alicorn is probably not the evil Alicorn that we are looking for. She said a different name. Gee, Twilight, what are you doing? Why are you so incompetent? Yes, for plot reasons, but come on. Yeah, so they could know about Opal, but they don't. Congratulations. Thanks, Twilight. And yeah, I'm really curious to see where they go with this, but my faith is not the strongest, I have to admit. Let's talk about the episode itself real quick, because I've just been talking about everything around it. The episode itself, honestly, I liked the previous one better. Hitch was just a little bit too stubborn in this, like, come on guys, what are you doing? And of course the continuity with Tell Your Tale is weird. Dahlia already had her magic, so it's after the Poland episode, Nay Fever. But at the same time, Hitch is significantly more against magic, and yeah, that's weird. Also, this is the first time we ever had Earth Pony magic in Equestria. I want to say debatable, but okay, it was never 100% canonized in G4. Well, except kinda the part when Tyrek was able to steal Earth Pony strength, which kinda implied that it was magic, but he was also able to steal Pegasus Flight, and that was not magic in G4, except when it was, but then again it wasn't, because the Cozy Glow thing, where they still could fly, but hey, they played fast and loose with the magic rules. They basically didn't have any in G4. Against better judgment, I'm still hoping that the entity we just saw was not actually Twilight, but rather Harmony. That would at least explain the design, and we would save ourselves from bringing back Twilight, which I think would be a bad idea, because if we did that recording, and I'm assuming that this is apparently then, but then again, the founding of the 10 generation thing in Tell Your Tale. Ugh, time is convoluted. This is terrible. The timeline makes no sense. I hope it will make sense at some point, but I guess the only way for that is by going further into the show. And yeah, I think I'm gonna watch one more episode for today before calling it quits. And so that means we're calling this episode quits. So, as always, I've been Stratagem, thanks for watching, and see ya next time.